Over the years, as the rules and regulations around towing and load carrying have changed, it's led to the rise of the GVM modification. And that has been an awesome modification, but it has come with a bunch of confusion. Those of us who want to keep our vehicles compliant to the rules of the road so that we don't void our insurance in the case of an accident or whatever else it may be, have really endeavoured to understand the rules and be compliant. So Terrain Tamer has been working with the governing bodies and their engineers to come up with a GVM upgrade solution that gives you an excellent safety margin, much the way the original equipment manufacturer designed the vehicle. By performing 3D material analysis and other stress tests, Terrain Tamer engineers have been able to understand at exactly which point a vehicle component will fail when you push it to its limits. Now, with that information in mind, they've been able to create GVM upgrade solutions that have an excellent safety margin. So why would this be important to you, the end user? Well, when a vehicle manufacturer designs a vehicle, they have a safety margin in there. And the moment we do a GVM upgrade, we start encroaching onto that safety margin. Now, the further into that margin you push, the more risk there is that your vehicle will fail at a critical moment, leaving you on the side of the road. Obviously, Terrain Tamer does not want that to happen, so they have worked with the engineers to totally understand how a vehicle is constructed and then create the GVM upgrade solution that does not beat on your vehicle, yet gives you a perfect solution that's going to give you a good heavy load carrying capacity, an excellent light load carrying capacity, and really do the job you need it to do for many years. There's not a whole heap of components that you're going to look to change when you do a GVM upgrade. Primarily, you're going to change your springs because they carry the load, and you're going to change your shock absorbers because they control the load. Other areas that may require changing are your wheels, your tyres and your braking system. When you change these components, it does change the way the vehicle handles over different road surfaces and carrying different loads. So there's a couple of key points or considerations we need to make when we're considering a GVM upgrade.
They are your front axle load, your rear axle load, your roof load off-road and on-road, your tow bar load, and the amount of weight on your trailer. Terrain Tamer manufacture their coil springs right here in Australia, so they can maintain the quality of the springs. And they are the only company that is offering a GVM upgrade using parabolic leaf springs, and these give a significant improvement to the load carrying and ride quality of a leaf-sprung vehicle.
Terrain Tamer offer GVM upgrades for many of the popular vehicles already on the market, and they're adding to that range all the time. To find out more, contact your local Terrain Tamer stockist or head on over to their website at terraintamer.com. Terrain Tamer have a 50-year-old promise to deliver quality engineered four-wheel drive parts.